fixtures are in, play the fixtures. That's it. Simple as that. Just have a target in mind. Like, obviously, you got to break in my opinion, you got to break the season down into like 3-4 mini parts. Whatever Arsenal are doing in pre-season and on their little board, how many points do you want by December? By hook or by crook, how many points? Because a week's a long time. You're going to win when we all know typically across the season, you get what you deserve, right? But you're going to lose when you deserve to win. You're going to lose when you deserve to win. You're going to win when you deserve to lose. Win when you deserve to lose when you deserve to win, draw when you deserve a bit more or less, and then things in between. But genuinely, I want these lot to do what they did in pre-season, get in, away from training, on that whiteboard. How many points do you lot realistically expect to get, or what do you lot need to get in December, have on the points board in December to keep your Premier League aspirations alive? From December, let's get to March. Let's get to March. From March, let's move until the end of April. Then from the end of April, May, it's just a final shootout. You assuming we've doing what we need to do. You've put in all the hard work and the blood, sweat, and tears. Don't ruin it now, innit? Don't collapse it now. And then hopefully we've got a parade in Islington. But seeing's believing, man. We need to get a move on with the window, man. So yeah, it is what it is in that regards, man. We need more than a striker so much. We need a lot. We need a depth. We need a lot, man. First 6 games, you get Anfield and St. James's Park out of the way. And if you win, especially at Anfield, it could be a spring in the step, man. You'd rather play that in August than in May. Because let's be real, I'm not going to say it, but if that's played in May and there's certain things on the line, not when we're just fulfilling fixtures, you might crumble. There is pressure, but there's no pressure per se. How are you doing? Would you like to go on Love Island? Don't think my kind of folk will succeed on Love Island still, but yeah, man. You never say never in this life, man. We need a striker ASAP. Sales and signings. Now Cuesta's gone. One of the cogs gone. Big up Carlos Cuesta, because we'll get into that. But, I mean, he's done great stuff. And I'm sure he's got managerial ambitions of his own. In fact, we can do that right now. Well, give me a chance, folks, innit? Give me a chance. Smash the like button if you haven't. Give the boy a chance, innit? But yeah, you would have seen yesterday, Fabrizio Romano said Serie A side Parma have decided to appoint Carlos Cuesta as new manager. Talks at final stages with Arsenal to get green light and appoint 29-year-old Spanish manager who's now leaving assistant head coach role. And I mean, he's shown at Atletico Madrid, at Arsenal, with individual coaching. He deserves it. And Granit Xhaka did say by the time he's 30, he expects to see him as a manager. Clearly, he's got his own principles. Wish him all the best at Parma. Who knows? He might be geared to join us again one day. But go and do your thing, man. He clearly feels comfortable enough to step out in his own right. Don't try and bring no Arsenal coaching staff with you. But for Mikel Arteta, I don't know who you're going to bring in, but you're going to have to find the next one, innit, really? So appreciate you for the service. One love, my guy, man. It is what it is. He's set to leave and become Parma head coach, as we just said, people. The 29-year-old spent 5 years at North London. If the deal is complete, he'll replace Christian Kivu as Parma head coach. Hey, any decent young players, yeah? Shout us. But yeah, he's been at Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Arsenal, doing his thing. Granit Xhaka in 2024 said, I'm sure that one day he will be a manager for a big, big club. I say this because he knows what he wants. He has clear ideas. He has clear goals that he wants to achieve. I'm certain that one day we'll see him on the touchline as a manager, and we're about to see it. And of course, naturally, this is going to affect elements of our pre-season. Now, it could have come as a shock, like where you saw with Edu different, but when Edu left, or now with him. But in your heart, if you're Arteta, you must know, like, this is essentially a brotherhood. You're spending time with them. They've got ambitious mindsets. You must have seen a bit of yourself in that. If you knew when you was part of Pep Guardiola's coaching staff, you had ambitions to step out in your own right. So you must see yourself to a degree in Carlos Cuesta. So I can't imagine this is a snap decision on his part. Maybe it is, and it's an offer far too good to turn down. I can't imagine Mikel Arteta or someone didn't know. Just get a replacement in and keep it moving, innit? He's always had, it says here, he's always had aspirations to be a manager, but this has probably come sooner than Arsenal Mikel Arteta expected. So yeah, go do your thing. Cuesta's departure will naturally have an impact on Arteta's pre-season preparations. The core of the current coaching group, the likes of Stevenberg, Cuesta, Nicholas Holver and Kanya, have been together since 2021. Cuesta becomes the first of Arteta's assistants to leave his post voluntarily. Fair enough, but I mean, people leave Pep Guardiola all the time and he switches it up. In terms of the international breaks, people, because the fixture list has come out and we went over that. The first break will be from September the 1st to the 9th. Then you've got October the 6th to the 14th. Then you've got November the 10th to the 18th. Then that's it for the rest of 2025 until you've got in 2026, the 22nd of March to the 10th of April. And then it's done. And then we got the World Cup, people. So yeah, big up yourself. Go do your thing over there, man. In terms of our preseason camp, people, which could be disrupted, apparently we're to kick it off by heading to Spain for a training camp. We did the same thing last year as a group of players not involved in Euro 2024 met up to train in Marbella. Fair enough. The players are demanding it. I mean, nowadays, I think it's impossible to have 4, 5, 6 weeks on your sunbed, putting sun cream on and just ordering drinks. Even social media fans, they're vexed at Arteta for being on holiday. It's crazy how people think football works. Then come back 6 weeks later and go full gas and play 65 games. I think it's impossible. Now they demand themselves to be in the best possible condition. We are really lucky because we have boys there that they want to spend the summer with their families and with them. So they want to be together. So if they can pick a place that we can do that, we can facilitate that, and we're more than welcome to do that. Standard Sport understands those plans are now in place, and Arsenal will begin their pre-season training by training in Spain. After that, their pre-season will ramp up as they head to Singapore on July the 19th for their tour of Asia. We will play matches against AC Milan, who have been linked with Thomas Partey, Newcastle, and we'll fly to Hong Kong to play Tottenham Hotspur on the 31st of July. Fair play. Fair play. And there has been talk of the Emirates Cup, but I haven't seen anything confirmed in that regard. Now, Benjamin Sesko. Apparently, according to Sport Blind, Arsenal have reached an agreement with Benjamin Sesko on personal terms. Arsenal have signalled that they will make an offer for the player in the coming days, in line with RB Leipzig's expectations, which could be around 80 to 100 million euros. Sky Sports is saying Leipzig want a deal worth between 68.4 million and 85.5 million for Arsenal target, people. He's interested in the move due to Champions League football, but will not force an exit. Arsenal are also looking at Victor Gyökeres. Let's see exactly what's been said here, people. Leipzig want a deal worth somewhere between 68.4 million and 84.5. But pattern that up. Pattern that. 65 million, 5-10 million add-ons. Let's keep it moving. So it's clearly a game of chess. They want to pay. They want us to pay a bit more. We want to pay a bit less. We're clearly, they're threatening. They're probably acting and saying they've got better interest in Sesko. We're probably playing a bit of a game and saying we'll walk away and look at other targets. Sky Sports News reported that Arsenal held initial talks with Leipzig about the striker this summer, but so far there's been no formal offer made by the Premier League club. Leipzig are using the likes of Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak as a guide on their valuation of the 22-year-old. Fair enough, the striker market's dead. If you've got a striker, whether that's Gyökeres, Sesko, Hugo Ekitike, or whoever that's in high demand, run it up, innit? Leipzig finished 8th. There's no Champions League bread coming in. They need to rebuild, innit? And there's several players linked with moves away. Nusa, who's linked with us. Sesko, who's linked with us. Tentatively, but Xavi Simons, who's linked with us. And there's another, Openda, who's linked with someone else. Sesko is understood to be relaxed about the situation and will not rock the boat to force a move. However, he is attracted to the possibility of playing for Arsenal in Champions League football. He's also thought to be flattered by Arsenal's long-standing interest in him. Arsenal are also looking at other options too, including Victor Gyökeres. And it seems like Plan Z would be Ollie Watkins. Smash the like button. If you haven't, mods, please make sure people are doing that. We know we've got a long-standing interest or long-term interest in Sesko. We tried to get him in January. That didn't bang, owing to a gentleman's agreement. We wanted him last summer. He ultimately extended his deal. We know he got 21 goals and 6 assists in all comps. Isak would be the dream. That's not happening. Gyökeres, we actually don't know where we're at. I personally believe if all the dominoes fall into place, Sesko's the one. If there's acting, I think the club will pivot towards Gyökeres. Gyökeres is another target, but Sporting say they have not received any offers yet. To be fair, you hear that with Sesko, and he will not be allowed to leave for £59 million, which equates to 70 million euros. By now, we know that Juventus, Arsenal, Man United are all interested in Gyökeres, and we've seen all the games, the president speaking, Gyökeres somewhat speaking, the agent speaking. It's boring now, really and truly. Apparently, we have held initial talks with Leipzig over Sesko to explore the conditions of the deal. We also remain interested in the likes of Rodrigo for the winger position, and the club is confident of completing the signing of Martin Zubimendi. We're hearing the same things time after time. According to the German magazine, Arsenal and the 22-year-old have reached an agreement that would obviously relate to personal terms. And whilst it always sounds like a big step forward, it's usually just a window dressing on the road to the difficult part, agreeing a deal between the clubs. Sports Blind are also optimistic on that. They state Arsenal signaled to Leipzig that they'll make an offer which will not be below the Bundesliga club's expectations. As far as Sports Blinds have it, that could be somewhere between 80 to 100 million euros. To make it abundantly clear, the headline is Sesko and Arsenal agree transfer fee up to 100 million euros. Such levels feel quite unrealistic, especially at the higher end, and perhaps the figures being mentioned are wishful thinking on behalf of Leipzig from the German media. So, mind games. The coming days should make the situation clearer. So yeah, we're hearing about personal terms, but it feels like there's a bit of mind games between journalists, recycling stories, maybe Leipzig putting things out there, just like with the Saudi interest, maybe even Arsenal putting things out there with the Gyökeres interest. Are we playing Gyökeres and Sesko against each other? Is it a game of charades, really? Is Berta showing that he's not showing his hand and he's not going to be forced to overpay? I don't know. But for all the talk, and I guess no doubt there's talks going on in the back burners with all clubs and all players, but we haven't seen official bids, and most crucially for us, we ain't seen medicals, players holding shirts and ultimately signed, ready for preseason, ready for those first 6 games that we were just talking about earlier, people. Romano reported last week that Arsenal have opened official talks for the 22-year-old who will certainly leave Leipzig this summer. Arsenal made the signing of a top-class striker their number one priority for the summer transfer window. It's widely reported they're working on both Sesko and Gyökeres. The Gunners will then make a decision depending on how the talks go as to which of the 2 strikers they eventually sign. Sesko, who is also of interest to other Premier League clubs like Chelsea and Man United, we hear Man United have walked away and Chelsea, was Arsenal's number one attacking target during the last summer transfer window. Arsenal had been negotiating. Oh, we've gone over that already. He was linked with AC Milan last summer. We know how last summer panned out. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what we do in that regards. But I'm at the point now. I'm actually tired of hearing about these 2 strikers, at least until there's something of significance. People, we've got 64 likes. If you've hit the like button, God bless you. Make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Musk can grab 100. Arsenal's first and only offer. Gunners bid stands on take it or leave it basis. Now, this is where it's a bit funny for me, because 1 minute we've bidded and it's been rejected for Gyökeres. Then we've bidded, we're preparing a second bid. Then there's no bids at all. Bare whispers are going on. But Gyökeres is once again in the Portuguese media today. Fair enough, they're milking it, with not a lot happening other than the Sweden international getting increasingly angry. In recent days, we've covered claims that Arsenal have frozen their efforts. That's another one that was there to sign the striker after Sporting asked for more than the Gunners are prepared to pay. The Premier League club were thought to be moving on to Benjamin Sesko at Leipzig, but they've had price problems in that regards too. And Blind have insisted Arsenal aren't in concrete negotiations. Gyökeres is on the front page of Tuesday's edition of A Bowler, with the Portuguese newspaper reporting he's furious with Sporting for demanding 80 million euros for him. This is the same theme that the Record reported around a week ago, and that newspapers have similar today. The gist is that Gyökeres is now even angrier. Sporting are said to have made an approach to set up a meeting to try and clear the air, but the player's entourage has apparently rejected this. When it comes to Arsenal, records state the club are unwilling to increase their first and only offer of 55 million plus 10 million euros in bonuses. Sporting made efforts last week to make clear that offer wasn't official, because they could be set for a whole new drama with Gyökeres' agent over a commission payment if a 60 million euros plus offer was refused. Anyways, as it stands, Arsenal don't want to go above those figures and remain frozen. The player is currently thought to be holidaying in Saint-Tropez. Have I said that right? Saint-Tropez. Oh, you don't mock me when I pronounce it wrong. Yeah, you thought I was going to say troops or something, in it. Yeah. Smash the like button. May your apologies be as loud as your disrespect. Now I'm playing. But yeah, moving away from that, he's reported to be furious and very angry so far, with Sporting Lisbon preventing him from joining Arsenal. Again, there's conflicting reports, because yesterday we did see Alfredo Pedula say that Gyökeres is actually our first choice target. And according to him, he's doubling down on those claims, people. Arsenal have been unable to complete a deal for Gyökeres because Sporting Lisbon have been demanding a bigger than expected transfer fee. A public war has erupted between the player's entourage and his club over the asking price. His agent did claim that Sporting broke a promise or gentleman's agreement over this 70 million euros transfer fee, and he's now upset. You can be as upset as you want. He's linked with United, Juventus, and Saudi club. Apparently, his preferred destination is believed to be Arsenal. He's said to have informed the Sporting hierarchy of his unhappiness with their stance. Consequently, Arsenal have been simultaneously working on a deal for Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko and may instead sign him due to problems around Gyökeres. So they're just bare whispers, essentially. And again, I've covered this twice yesterday, but in case you weren't there, I've known for a month that the first choice for Arsenal in the striking position is Gyökeres. Then there were all the issues between the president of Sporting and Gyökeres' agent. Andrea Berta, the new Arsenal sporting director, prefers Gyökeres over Sesko. Many say that Sesko is the first choice of Arsenal. This is not the news I have. Gyökeres is Arsenal's priority. Gyökeres is possible for Juventus if Arsenal withdraw from the race. Juventus cannot compete with Arsenal. So there's that. Ben Jacobs has said Arsenal hold a genuine interest in Rodrigo and have held exploratory talks on the player side dating back to May. Understand Real Madrid want 90 million euros. I mean, I don't think we're getting him. Xabi Alonso's provided some level of indication apparently about his future. Where? What's he specifically said? Oh, that's in relation to Gabriel. What has he said? I know what happened in the final stretch. It was not easy for him. He took some rest to reset his head. I see him wanting to enjoy it and contribute. So he rates him. There increasingly signs Rodrigo will remain a Real player, with his father and rep Eric unwilling to enter in negotiations with Arsenal or any other club at this stage, with his son said to have been charmed by Alonso. Reports in Spain have claimed Alonso has been very attentive to Rodrigo in training since his arrival, with the player feeling positive again over his future. Fair enough, man. Go do your thing, man. Let's move on now. If you can't get Nico Williams, Leao, or Rodrigo, just move on now. This is tiresome. Romano has said he's fully focused on Madrid specifically. Rodrigo, what I'm hearing is that the appreciation from Arsenal is absolutely confirmed, but it's not something new. We knew since a long time how Arsenal like and appreciate Rodrigo, how Arsenal will add not just an important striker, but also an important winger in this summer transfer window. But for Rodrigo, what I can tell you is, yes, they like the player. Yes, they are informed on the player. But at the moment, they are not negotiating with Real Madrid. They have not approached Real Madrid. They are not negotiating with Rodrigo. So we are not even at the early stages of this story. And remember one thing, the only way to sign Rodrigo is for Rodrigo to go and tell Madrid, I want to leave the club. What did we say? What have we been saying? And so far as I'm aware, Rodrigo didn't tell anything to Real Madrid. Rodrigo is working under Alonso. He wants to play at his best level. This World Cup will be important for Rodrigo also to create a new connection and new feeling with new coach Xabi Alonso. So Rodrigo is fully focused on Madrid. Then if later in the window Rodrigo decides to leave, in that case, Real Madrid consider the proposals. But at the moment, we are not at that stage. There are no conversations, no negotiations. Rodrigo is fully focused on Real Madrid. So just move on, man, really and truly. Aston Villa's stance on Morgan Rogers. After an impressive season with Aston Villa, there is heavyweight interest in Morgan Rogers from the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea this summer. We know what the 22-year-old's going to done. What's going on here? I don't really buy this. I think everyone's interested in him, but it's all that PSR crap you hear around Villa. So if you're a journalist that wants to get engagement, well, Newcastle and Aston Villa might have PSR issues. Let's find their star players and link them all with moves away, people. For what it's worth, apparently, they have no plans to cash in on Rodgers, although their financial position is precarious. They remain in a dangerous position in terms of profit and sustainability rules. They did miss out on the Champions League. Leon Bailey and Jacob Ramsey have been touted for moves away, people. Apparently, Villa don't want to sell Ramsey. Emi Martinez has been linked with a bunch of clubs. Ollie Watkins been linked with us. And you'd imagine, regardless, he's going to be sold to someone, in my opinion. Zinchenko, apparently Arsenal have decided to sell, and he's drawing interest from AC Milan. He's also drawing interest from West Ham. Apparently, we're in for Xavi Simons. Spurs, Newcastle, Man United, and Arsenal are all main players in the battle to sign Xavi Simons, according to Blin. The German magazine has a big transfer special when it comes to RB Leipzig. Xavi Simons is one of the standout candidates for sale this summer. The 22-year-old is a flexible attacking midfielder and scored 11 goals while adding 8 assists across 33 matches for Leipzig last season. What would any of Spurs, Newcastle, United, and or Arsenal have to pay? Sports Blin reckon it would be at least 70 million euros. So what's that? 58, 59, all the way to 64, 65 odd million quid. Eze money, really. The report reveals the player's brother, Futino, has been in talks with top clubs. It's not specifically stated he's in talks with each of the Premier League sides mentioned, but they're the only ones named alongside Barcelona. It's pretty certain the Catalan club won't be paying 70 million euros for Xavi Simons this summer. Indeed, as with Benjamin Sesko at Leipzig, the figures seem exaggerated beyond anything reasonable. Arsenal are concentrating more on a striker. It doesn't appear to be the major need for Spurs or Newcastle, and Man United don't have any real need for such a player given their formation and those already in the squad. Really? Fair play. Fair play. Atletico Madrid have been linked with Zinchenko. Simeone, I'm not sure that's the guy for you lot, but if AC Milan want you, West Ham want you, Borussia Dortmund and Ajax are said to be interested, boy, it's one guy that could be moved off. I don't buy it because they're linked with Robertson of Liverpool, so clearly they want a left back, but how much do they want Zinchenko? I don't know, people. The latest name that Atletico Madrid are looking at as an option is Arsenal's Zinchenko, report caught offside. The Ukraine star looks to be surplus to requirements these days for Mikel Arteta, and Arsenal are willing to part with him for a fee of around 15 million euros. Zinchenko's camp have held positive initial conversations with Atletico, although there's been no contact between, I can't say that, so I'm going to say Atletico Madrid and Arsenal of yet. AC Milan could rival Atletico for Zinchenko. Brother, I can't believe there's a bidding war for Zinchenko, but let's get it popping then, really. We know that we like the look of Anthony Gordon, and to be fair, with Nico Williams moving ever closer to Barcelona, with it looking like Rodrigo staying put, the journalists have to milk something, innit? So they're going to milk the Anthony Gordon sort of stuff, people. We have heard via the Athletics, David Ornstein and Romano, that we're interested. It's going to take big money. We can consider the move as much as we want. But yeah, I don't really buy it. Gordon's a player I like. Can't see it happening in this summer at the very least. But stranger things have happened. Is there anything new here while we're here? We've already seen this, innit? Yeah, we have already seen that, people. What's this? Arsenal pushing to sign Benjamin Sesko. More could be done by the end of June. Ben Jacobs has said, well, I think it also comes down to the player. If they agree a fee for Sesko, I think that one could actually be done when the window opens on the 16th of June. And the 18th. I'm not saying day one when the window reopens, but certainly in the last 2 weeks of this month. Okay, so we might be able to get it moved. And to be fair with you, some ITKs are reporting that there's some level of media stuff going on at the Emirates. Who that is, what that is, I don't know. At this point, I just want to see the man signed, in it. Thomas Partey, apparently, according to reports, is set to leave. Apparently, he's been offered the chance to sign for Fenerbahce. There's now an increased chance that Thomas Partey leaves Arsenal upon the expiry of his contract, with two parties at impasse. Arsenal are holding firm on plans to offer Partey the same salary, while the player wants a wage increase. What do we make of that, people? He's also once again been linked with AC Milan and Juventus, so that's another player. I mean, we're at Partey's mercy, essentially, really, because his contract's running out. And it's already a big summer, but you're going to have to get a second midfielder in addition to Zubamendi if this is the case, people. Arsenal and Chelsea are looking at Rodgers. We've gone over that. Aston Villa are braced for offers for him. We've held talks with João Hato. We're interested in Laporte, apparently. Not just us. Marseille, Bilbao, Villa, Inter Milan, and Napoli. Don't really buy that. We've definitely gone over the fixture calendar list. We are considering Antonio Nusa as another potential signing from Leipzig during talks for Sesko. Multiple insiders in the industry have confirmed Arsenal's interest. However, it's not yet clear if Nusa, valued at 45 million euros, is a priority target. I like him, and to be fair, you got no choice but to go for these emerging talents then if you can't get the household big money, big ticket items, if that makes sense, people. Gittins not opening the doors to other clubs as he maintains the agreement on a Seville. I think it means 7-year deal with Chelsea. Discussions club to club remain ongoing. We have been linked with Mr. Gittins, where yesterday apparently we were still in with a fighting chance. Apparently, Roma are forced to consider an immediate sale of Ivan Ndika. He's been linked with us even down to his days in Germany, so naturally we're going to be relinked. Also added to that, we tried to get Victor Rice in January. We tried to get Howson. We're linked with Gurhi. It's fair to say a defender of some sorts is on the agenda. We don't know what's going to happen with Kivior if he asks to leave. AC Milan made a brief inquiry into the availability of Thomas Partey last week, says Hand of Arsenal. Sources suggest the wages of the Ghanaian were seen as a stumbling block for the Italian club. The player is still expected to return to London this week with no agreement as of last week. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what's going on in that regard, if I'm honest with you. Is there anything new here? Is there anything new? Anything new? Agoumé. Bring him. I did a video on him as well. Bring my son. Arsenal is monitoring Agoumé's situation. The Gunners are looking for a replacement for Thomas Partey, and Agoumé is one of the names to replace. Sevilla will buy the Frenchman's remaining 40%. There are no contacts yet between the Frenchman and Arsenal. We got a player better than him. He was there with you lot on loan. We give you Lokonga, man. For you, we'd normally charge 100 million, but for you, we'll knock 10 to 15 million off the price tag. Give you Fabio Vieira if you want as well. To be fair, Fabio's could work there. Less than 20 million. Again, we have been listed as having an interest in him, but we're hearing Partey looking a bit mad in relation to a new deal. Simultaneously, we're now on to signing this guy where Zubamendi's through the door, and apparently we still want to keep Partey. There's still the back burners of a Trossard new deal, and it seems like our priority is either Gyökeres and or Sesko, either of the two. So is it a case of, again, creative journalism at this moment in time? I don't know. Arsenal remain positive about Rodrigo. Initial contacts took place some time back. Madrid will want minimum 90 million euros. Okay. That you, yeah? Okay. Arsenal planning to make their move for Gittins. So, yeah, that was reported yesterday, but you've just seen that he wants Chelsea. Anyone having Jack Grealish? Chelsea and Dortmund remain in contact for Gittins. I mean, anyone having a chance on Kareem Adeyemi, for example, folks? I'm not sure. Romano, come man. Say Messi wants to play for us. Oh, why can't we get involved for Malik Fofana as well? He's got a lot to work with. He should have bought Ryan Cherky, to be fair, but he's got a lot to work on. But he's cold, man. He's absolutely cold. Inverter we trust. And I'll give the club the luxury at the very least until September the 1st. That don't mean wait till September the 1st to get a move on. Boy, it is what it is. No clue why the screen stopped sharing, but that appears to be everything in the news, people. So, yeah, let's get back to what you lot are saying. Maybe a loan for Grealish. Grealish would have to lower his wages. Adeyemi, yes. We got an interest in every player that's good, only to end up with worse.